What's going on, guys? Kai here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to purify the elf hero to take down the tree of heroes. Let's get into it. First, we're going to talk about the units to bring. You're going to want a decent healer. Ariel and Shushu are good options. I personally prefer Shushu, seeing as it's already built for Twisted Marsh, and during the three phases, each of the three phases has their own damage over time that Shushu will get rid of, and then several of them have slows, which it will ignore with the immunity. But Ariel can be a good burst healer, giving a defense up so that you don't get one shot by missing a mechanic. Argon, Naranha, and even Tessarian are fine damage dealers. People bring Vertihil because during his fire and neutral phase, he has 80% crit damage resistance, and Vertihil's first active ability reduces that. Stacking it up to 10 will be very, very beneficial. Then we'll look at his gear itself. He drops 6-star 2 awakened gear and also allows us to make 6-star 3 awakened gear on everything. His weapon gives 2 levels of a random active skill, not great. No one's really going to use that. His sub-weapon gives monster crit rate, not going to be useful. But his accessories decrease summoner damage taken in arena and battlefield. I think that's going to be very, very beneficial for all characters in arena and battlefield. Something to note, though, is these are base 6-star 2 awakened gear, and if with the function of putting gear together, you can take 3 of these weapons because you're not going to use them, and it will make another 6-star 2 awakened weapon, which could be a seal weapon. So the main idea of this fight is there's the blue on the left, green on the right, and red is behind him. He is going to change to each of those 3 colors, and you're going to use if he turns red to destroy green, if he turns green to destroy blue, and then if he turns blue to destroy red. If you have him deal damage to the wrong one, then he will do a massive AoE, which does roughly 50 to 60% of max HP fixed amount. The element he starts on is random of the 3 colors. As I said before, fire has high crit damage resistance. And with the fire, he's going to have a couple mechanics. What he just did right there, swinging his weapon back and forth and walking through, he's going to do that in every phase. What that does is a small amount of damage, but it applies damage taken up to everyone that's hit by it, which can stack really high. His main thing is going to be a cone in front of him, which is going to do damage, as well as this dash, where he does 2 to 3 dashes depending on his HP. He targets an enemy. As you saw, he targeted my buddy there, and you want to, as I said, step in front of the green, have him shoot at the green, and then step out of the way. The target on your body will go away, letting you know you're fine to move. This is the cone ability that he has, does damage. It's not a huge deal if you get hit, you just don't want to be low, and when he does these charges, he leaves fire on the ground. Don't step in those, obviously. Each of his phases are 20%, so as you see, he's at 90%. Once he gets down to 80%, he starts taking 1% per hit. Something of note is during these 20% increments, the lower he is and the closer he is to the next phase, the more often he will do his ability that destroys the tower, kind of coaxing you into getting to the next phase. As you see the pop-up, Furkle is watching someone, make him destroy the origin of wind. As you see, it is targeting me. I step in front of it, the target goes away, locking in the spot it's going to attack, and then I have him attack it, destroying the wind. The wind one takes 2 shots to kill. We did 1 earlier, and that was the second. The wind one has a couple mechanics. Summons whirlwinds that will follow the unit that he was targeting at the time. He does little circles on the ground. Obviously, don't get hit by that. And honestly, nothing really happens at this point. It's when he does the destruction effect that's really the issue for wind. and some people find it hard to deal damage to him during the whirlwind phase because you can't get close. Whoever they're targeting try to run away from your allies so that you can get closer. As we see, he starts summoning down these green circles. You want to have them as Toaster's doing over there. You walk in a little circle around it, making each hit it. You can, two players stand effectively on top of each other and do the circle on top of each other, but in pugs that's never going to happen. You can destroy it in one go around, but it normally takes two. And as we see here, it destroys the water. Good job. But you see that big damage that we just took is the other player was running around a different one of the towers, and that tower got hit by the thunder raining down, and everyone took a massive chunk of damage. So a blue hole will appear with the source of erosion. Make sure to kill the origin of fire. As we see, there's a blue circle under Hero Beer's feet right there. He needs to run over to the red, as you see, and then once it goes away, you need to move, and then the whirlpool goes there, dealing damage to the tower. Rinse and repeat these mechanics, and the blue will go down. Once he's under 40%, isn't in the middle of an ability, and all three turrets are down, as we'll see in a moment, then he will go into a charging phase. During that charging phase, you'll see there's 3 platforms around this main platform, and it will allow you to go fight those monsters. As you see, go fight the monsters. There is the blue Undyne right in front of me. There's the wind Sylph, and then there's the fire Ifrit. Each player goes to one and fights them. If you're able to kill yours first, it transports you back to the main platform, and you can go to one of the other 2 to help other people out. The one that people are generally going to need help with is the blue Undyne right here, because she applies a soul protection when she's low HP and has really high defense for the unit. Now he is in his neutral form. What's very nice here is once he goes into his neutral form, you'll see next to his HP bar to the right is his ult gauge. It resets when you go into this phase, which is nice, so you effectively have 2 bars that you can play with. Now, once he's in this neutral form, he won't have an element, so he won't have a weakness. As in Orbia, you're able to use, if he's water, use your wind. If he's wind, use your fire, so forth and so forth. And when you attack, you have a 10% chance to get a mana back, and all units deal 20% more damage and 10% crit rate on an advantageous element. This is neutral element like all the other bosses, so you will not have that. This neutral boss does have the 80% crit resistance. So Vertihil, as you see I have, is very, very useful here. What you want to do with him is when your ultimate is ready like mine, you want to soul link him, use his ultimate, and spam the first skill that he has. That will give him the 10 stacks of crit resist down, and then he'll be much easier to kill. This is not needed, but it will be paramount in any kind of speed clear. Now he is just going to do all the mechanics of all 3, but he will not say what he's going to do. For fire, he's going to shoot a laser. For this wave, for water, he's going to do the patterns, and for wind, he's going to do calling down lightning circles on the ground, get out of those, and beat them down. As you see popping up right here in just a second, every 30 seconds after 7 minutes left, after 8 minutes into it, he will start dealing additional damage. And as you see, dodge, 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 and then Vertihil ultimate, spam that skill, and he is down. I can go a lot more in depth into percentages and things like that, but I thought this would be a nice quick video to let you know the key points in the match and so your pugs will be a lot easier till next time.